Right guys, I've literally just finished filming my Canadian makeup haul video, and I was sitting here and I was like, you know what, I can't wait to try this damn powder that everyone has been going on about, and I do want to actually compare it to the Huda Beauty. So this is a mini size of the Huda Beauty baking powder, and it's a loose setting powder. I think there's going to be a bit of a shade discrepancy because this is definitely lighter than the Maybelline powder I have, but I'm not going to judge the shade so much, but it's more so the finish and what the outcome of the formula is like. I'm going to use the shade 25 medium to try the best I can to match, because I did actually pick up 2 shades of this. We're going to just try the medium shade because it's meant to be lighter. I feel like my makeup today is going to be a really good way to really test these powders out alongside each other, because I've had this makeup on for about 10 hours. So you can see there's areas where I'm definitely more shiny and I could do with a little bit of toning down. Okay. That wasn't too bad. It does feel very like finely milled. That's promising already. Let me zoom you guys in because we're going to go into the under eye area first. I've picked some up on the brush here and just trying to get it coated as evenly as I can. I'm going to actually just press it into my hand. We're going to do the Maybelline Fit Me on this side. So yeah, definitely taking down the shine. It's quite impressive that a drugstore powder can actually be so finely milled. Picking up a little bit more, and again I'm just tapping it out on my hand, and then we're going to do the forehead area. I feel like that is such a good like area to kind of compare. Okay, yeah, instantly you see. Okay, coming down to my chin area now. Okay, maybe a tad bit light on my chin area. So this is the before and this is the after. What do you guys think? Really hard to like shade match in drugstores. But at least like in the UK, a lot of the things have like swatch options available. Whereas like in Canada, it was barely anything. But clean off this brush, and then we're going to use the exact same brush to do the Huda Beauty side. I am familiar with the formula. Again, this is a very finely milled powder. It's like so silky and smooth in your fingers, like as you roll it around. Into the Huda Beauty powder now. I'm actually picking up some directly from the like pot. I'm going to actually use the lid to kind of swirl the product around. This is a slightly lighter shade for me for sure, but it definitely brightens. So yeah, you might see a bit of a shade difference. Okay, actually not too far off, although the Maybelline one looks more brightening. Okay, interesting. I'm actually going to pick up a little bit more because I'm worried that maybe it was because I didn't pick up enough. So I'm actually going to tip this in here. We're going to do another layer. Okay, yeah, a little more brightening. I do think I prefer the Huda Beauty shade already, even though it is a lighter shade. It just seems to melt into my skin a little bit better, whereas this one looks quite stark, almost like it's giving me a bit of a flashback situation on this side. I'm trying to pick up like the same amount I did with the Maybelline one. Forehead time. Okay, actually, yeah, this shade that I have in the Huda Beauty one, it's a little more translucent, I think. Yes, although it is quite light and brightening, it kind of is melting into my skin a little bit better. So right off the bat, that's one thing that I do like about the Huda Beauty powder more than the Maybelline one. I'm just going to pick up a little bit more so I can really show you what I'm talking about. Like, can you see that Maybelline side is a little bit flashbacky? And this isn't really at all. Let me apply some to the chin. Okay, I've got so many thoughts already, so let me zoom you out and we'll get into them. Okie dokes, here I am zoomed out, and I feel like you can kind of see what I'm talking about a little better zoomed out. Well, I think you can see what I was talking about zoomed in as well. So here are my thoughts. We've got the Maybelline Fit Me on this side, and we've got the Huda Beauty on this side. I think this is not suitable for me to use all over my face. I think it did a good job under my eyes. I think I would like to continue using this shade under my eyes to brighten it up. The Huda Beauty shade match, although this looks very light, it's in the shade Banana Bread. It's got a more translucent formula, so it does melt into the skin a little bit better. There's no such shade that is actually being thrown into your routine. So this, I think, has an actual shade, so you do have to be careful about which shade you go for, whereas this works in a more translucent manner. Yes, they do have a shade range in the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder line, but if you're going for a lighter shade, you can expect it to melt into the skin a little bit better. I am glad that I picked up the shade 30 because I do want to try this on my actual face, so my perimeter, so my forehead, and like my cheek, chin area. So I'm glad I picked up the 2 shades actually. I was thinking, is it a bit of overkill? But no, I think the shades matter in the Maybelline Fit Me line. Now, in terms of formula, I can see why people think it's very similar. The formula feels very similar in your fingers, is very finely milled. It's too late for me to do a wear test today, so in future I will be using these powders to do a wear test. I will update you guys on what I think about the wear time. Is it as good? Does it hold up as well as the Easy Bake? Both have a filling, blurring effect. Pores are a lot smoother on both sides, and yeah, the formula is very silky in both formulas. So I definitely see where the dupe alternative conversation is coming from, but like I said, the biggest difference, shade matters in this one, not so much on this one, as long as you're not going for a darker shade than your skin tone. So there are my final first impression thoughts. I'm actually going to go in with my setting spray to see if this powder maybe melts in a little bit better, especially on my chin. It's looking so stark on my chin. I'll give that a second to dry. Okay, yeah, it's a little better actually, but yeah, you can definitely see that it's not my shade. Actually, it matches my neck all right, because my neck and body is a lot fairer than my face. So yeah, it does actually match fairly okay. But there's just something about the undertone that I'm not keen on. It's almost a bit white casty on this side. So I'm going to try it out. I'll let you guys know my deeper thoughts, my final impressions, wear test notes, etc, etc. Thank you for joining me in this video. Thank you for all the support and love you've been giving my channel thus far. I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe. I hope you guys are having a lovely day and a lovely week wherever and whenever you guys are watching this, and I'll see you soon in my next one. Bye!